from the mighty pyramids of Giza to the quiet fields along the Nile. Egypt is a land where time slows down, a place where 5,000 years of civilization still whisper through the wind. Egypt, a country where the ancient and the modern live side by side. For most of the world, Egypt is known for its massive monuments, mysterious tombs, and golden sands stretching into eternity. But beyond the famous landmarks lies another Egypt, the heart of rural life, where millions of people live in villages scattered along the Nile Valley and its green delta. Here, life hasn't changed much for centuries. The same river that once sustained the pharaohs still gives life to farmers and families today. The smell of fresh bread, the call of the muezzin echoing over palm trees, and the sound of donkeys walking down dusty paths. This is the true rhythm of Egypt, the land of the Nile. Egypt's story begins with the Nile, the world's longest river and the lifeline of the nation. Stretching over 4,000 miles from the heart of Africa, the Nile turns desert into fertile land, feeding over 100 million people. Without it, Egypt would be nothing but sand and stone. Villages are built close to the riverbanks, where narrow canals carry water to farms. Every morning, the sunrise paints the river gold, and farmers head to their fields with their donkeys, water jars, and simple tools. In these moments, you can still see echoes of ancient Egypt, men wearing long galabayas, women balancing baskets on their heads, and children playing barefoot in the dust. Ancient roots in modern life. What makes Egyptian village life unique is how much of it is still rooted in the past. Many traditions, farming methods, and family structures trace back thousands of years. Archaeologists studying tomb paintings from 2500 BC often find scenes that look exactly like what happens in villages today. Plowing fields with oxen, baking flatbread, or harvesting dates under the sun. While modernity has touched Egypt's big cities, Cairo, Alexandria, Giza, the countryside remains timeless. Electricity and cell phones have arrived, but the lifestyle, the sense of community, and the rhythm of life are still ancient at heart. Village, geography and structure. An Egyptian village, or qaria, is often small but lively. Houses are built close together, made from sun-dried mud bricks or simple cement. The narrow lanes wind between the homes, and every street tells a story. Children run through the alleys. Elders sit outside their doors, sipping tea and talking about crops or family matters. At the center of every village, there's a mosque, a local market, and sometimes a school. The mosque isn't just a religious place. It's a community hub where people meet, share news, and support each other. The simplicity of rural life. Life here is humble but deeply connected to nature. Mornings begin early, often before sunrise. The first sound is the call to prayer, Fajr, followed by roosters crowing and animals waking up. Women light clay ovens, known as fern, to bake traditional bread called Aish Baladi, which means local life. The smell fills the air as children get ready for school and men prepare for the fields. There's no rush, no traffic, no skyscrapers, only time measured by the sun and the seasons. People live close to the earth, and every small act, sowing seeds, drawing water, baking bread, carries a sense of gratitude. Hospitality and community. In Egyptian villages, hospitality is sacred. A visitor, even a stranger, is treated like family. If you walk into any home, you'll be offered sweet tea or coffee, dates, and perhaps some fresh bread with honey or cheese. This generosity comes from the heart, not wealth. Community life is strong. Neighbors help each other during harvest, weddings, and even hard times. When someone builds a house, others come to lend a hand. During Ramadan or festivals like Eid al-Fitr, the entire village celebrates together, sharing meals and laughter. A bridge between time. Egypt's rural life is a living museum. Here, the ancient rhythm of the Nile continues to flow through the modern world. Farmers still rely on the same soil that once fed the pharaohs. The women still use traditional methods to weave, cook, and care for their families. And children grow up hearing tales of kings, queens, and gods, blending myth with reality. Yet, life isn't without challenges. Modernization, population growth, and limited resources test the endurance of these communities. But through it all, the Egyptian spirit, proud, patient, and poetic, continues to shine. As we move deeper into Egypt's countryside, we begin to understand that the soul of this nation doesn't live in the stones of its pyramids. It lives in its people. Let's step inside their world to see how they live, work, and celebrate life along the timeless Nile. People's living style and culture. In Egypt's villages, time doesn't move fast. It flows gently, like the Nile itself. When you step into a typical Egyptian village, the first thing you feel is simplicity. Life here isn't measured by wealth or luxury, but by family, honor, and tradition. Villagers wake with the sun and rest with the stars. Every day follows the same peaceful rhythm, and that's the beauty of it. Egypt's agriculture and farmer life. The heartbeat of Egypt doesn't echo in its cities. It flows quietly through the fields that hug the Nile. For more than 7,000 years, the Nile River has been the source of Egypt's strength, prosperity, and survival. Its yearly floods once brought rich black silt from the heart of Africa, spreading across the valley and creating one of the most fertile regions on Earth. From those ancient floods rose Egypt's civilization, and today they still feed its villages. The gift of the Nile. The Greek historian Herodotus once said, "Egypt is the gift of the Nile." And he was right. Nearly all of Egypt's arable land, over 95%, lies within a narrow strip along the river. Beyond those green fields stretch endless deserts, golden and silent. But within the reach of the Nile's waters, life blossoms. The river irrigates the soil and supports millions of farmers who depend on it for their crops and livestock. The water flows through a vast network of canals and ditches that reach even the smallest villages. Each drop counts, and every farmer knows that the Nile is more than just a river. It's life itself. Farming methods and traditions. In the villages, agriculture is both a profession and a way of life. Many farmers, or fellahin, still work the land using techniques that have changed little since ancient times. You'll see men guiding oxen through the fields, wooden plows turning the soil as birds follow behind, picking insects from the freshly exposed earth. But Egypt is also evolving. In recent years, modern irrigation systems, electric pumps, and small tractors have started to appear in some areas. Yet, tradition still guides the hands of most farmers. A deep respect for the land, the seasons, and the wisdom passed down through generations. Major crops and seasonal rhythm. The agricultural calendar is tied to the Nile's rhythm. Farmers plant, water, and harvest according to its flow. The main crops in Egypt's villages include wheat and barley, staples of bread, the soul of every Egyptian meal, corn and rice, grown during the summer months, cotton, once known as white gold, famous for its high quality, sugarcane and alfalfa, used for livestock feed, vegetables like onions, tomatoes, beans, and okra, fruits, especially dates, mangoes, and citrus grown in the warmer southern regions. Each season brings its own beauty. In winter, golden wheat waves across the fields. In summer, green rice paddies shimmer under the sun. The air smells of soil and water, a scent that defines the Egyptian countryside. The farmer's daily life. The day begins before sunrise. Farmers gather near the fields, tools in hand, sometimes riding donkeys or small motorbikes. They check the canals, adjust the water flow, and inspect the crops. Every task is done with care because the soil is sacred. It sustains not just families, but entire generations. In smaller villages, farming is a family affair. Men handle plowing and irrigation, while women help with planting and harvesting. Children, after school, join in too, collecting vegetables or feeding animals. There's pride in this work. Though it's hard, it's honest and deeply fulfilling. Lunch is often eaten in the fields: bread, cheese, tomatoes, and strong black tea. Farmers rest under palm trees, talking about the weather, prices, or the latest village news. Egypt's farming success has always depended on irrigation. Thousands of years ago, farmers used simple channels to direct floodwater to their fields. Today, the system is more advanced. Canals, pumps, and sluices carry water to every farm. But managing water remains a daily challenge. With population growth and climate change, the Nile's resources are under pressure. Farmers must learn to balance the old ways with new technology, drip systems, efficient water use, and better crop planning. Animals in farm life livestock plays a vital role in Egypt's rural economy. Most families keep water buffaloes, cows, goats, sheep, and chickens. Buffaloes are particularly valuable. They provide milk, help plow the fields, and are a sign of wealth and stability. The soft lowing of cows and bleating of goats are sounds that fill every Egyptian village. In the early morning, animals are led to the fields to graze or drink from canals. These animals are not just sources of food or labor, they're treated with affection and respect. In a land where life depends on nature's balance, every creature has its purpose. The social role of farmers hold a respected place in Egyptian society. Though their work is hard and often underpaid, they are seen as the backbone of the nation, the silent force that keeps the country fed. In the villages, farming families are deeply rooted. Land is passed down through generations, and each farmer knows every inch of his field. There's pride in knowing that your great-grandfather tilled the same soil you walk on today. During harvest season, the mood across the villages shifts from labor to celebration. Families gather to collect crops, songs echo through the fields, and laughter fills the air. It's not just work, it's a ritual of gratitude to God and to the Nile. In the deserts and valleys of Egypt, animals are not just part of the landscape, they are part of life itself. Egypt's villages and small towns depend deeply on their animals. From the tall, graceful camels that stride across the dunes to the gentle sheep grazing in the green edges of the Nile, every creature has a purpose. Farming in Egypt is not only about crops. It's about partnership between humans and animals that has lasted thousands of years. The camel, the ship of the desert. When people think of Egypt, they often imagine the camel, the legendary ship of the desert. In the arid regions of Upper Egypt and the Sinai, camels are a lifeline. They carry goods, people, and water across vast distances where no vehicle could last long. Camels are deeply respected by Egyptian villagers. Their calm eyes, patient steps, and incredible endurance make them more than beasts of burden. They are symbols of survival. Many farmers still keep 1 or 2 camels for transport, for carrying dates or hay, and even for traditional races or festivals. The relationship between a camel and its owner is built on care and trust. Farmers speak to their camels gently, feed them dates or grains, and treat them almost like family. In return, the camel gives years of faithful service, traveling long distances under the blazing sun without complaint. Camel markets and traditions. One of the most fascinating scenes in rural Egypt is the camel market, known locally as Souk al-Gamal. The largest and most famous is in Birkash, near Cairo. Every week, traders from across the country gather to buy and sell camels. The market is loud, colorful, and full of energy. You can hear the rhythmic shouts of traders, the grunts of camels, and the laughter of buyers negotiating deals. Some camels are brought from as far as Sudan or the Western Desert. They are used for labor, milk, or even tourism near the pyramids. For villagers, the camel market is more than just business. It's a gathering place, a social event, and a celebration of tradition. It connects the modern Egyptian farmer with the ancient caravans that once crossed the Sahara, carrying gold, spices, and stories. Date palm farming, the sweet heart of the desert. If the camel is the strength of Egypt's desert, the date palm is its sweetness. Egypt is the world's largest producer of dates, and for many rural families, date farming is both livelihood and pride. The palm trees grow tall and elegant, reaching toward the blue desert sky. Their fruits, golden to dark brown, are rich, sweet, and full of energy. In many villages, every part of the palm is used. The fruit for food, the leaves for baskets and roofs, the trunk for furniture or firewood. Date harvesting is a sight to behold. Farmers climb the tall trees using rope harnesses, often barefoot, with amazing balance and skill. They cut the heavy bunches of dates and lower them gently to the ground. Women and children help clean, sort, and dry them in the sun before they are sold in local markets. In the evenings, families often sit together sharing dates and tea, a simple but sacred moment that ties them to their land and heritage. Varieties and symbolism of dates. There are hundreds of varieties of dates grown across Egypt, from the soft barhi and medjool to the dry, long-lasting seaweed dates of the oases. Each type carries its own flavor, texture, and story. In Egyptian culture, the date is more than food. It's a symbol of life, fertility, and generosity. During the holy month of Ramadan, it's the first thing people eat after sunset when breaking their fast. To offer someone dates is to offer them blessing and friendship. For many farmers, tending palm groves is a family tradition passed down through generations. Egypt's local farmer markets, the beating heart of the village economy. In Egypt's villages, the market isn't just a place to buy and sell. It's where life gathers, stories unfold, and the community breathes. Every week, almost every Egyptian village or small town comes alive with its local farmer market, known as a souk, pronounced su-ek. For centuries, these markets have been the economic and social heartbeat of rural Egypt, connecting farmers, traders, craftsmen, and families in a colorful, noisy celebration of everyday life. Women play a major role in these markets. They bring vegetables, dairy, and handmade crafts, often waking before dawn to prepare their goods. The souk gives them independence and social space, a chance to earn, to talk, and to share life stories. Their laughter and energy are as much a part of the market as the goods themselves. Local markets also serve as social hubs. People exchange news, discuss weather and harvests, or simply enjoy tea with neighbors. Traditional rural weddings in Egypt, a village celebration of love. In Egypt's countryside, a wedding is not just a ceremony. It's a living festival where love, family, and old traditions come together under the open sky. In rural Egypt, weddings remain one of the most important and joyous events in village life. They carry the essence of ancient customs, passed down through generations, simple, heartfelt, and deeply connected to the land and the people. The community spirit. When a wedding is announced in a village, it's not only the families who celebrate, the whole community joins in. In small towns and farming villages, everyone knows each other, and a wedding becomes a shared event filled with generosity and excitement. Preparations start weeks earlier. The groom's family often paints their house, strings up colorful lights, and sets up a big tent known as a saradek. Neighbors and relatives gather to help. Women cook together, men set up chairs and carpets, and children run around carrying trays and decorations. There's no need for fancy invitations. Word of mouth spreads the news. When a wedding happens, the entire village knows, and everyone is welcome. The wedding day. Music, dance, and tradition. On the wedding day, the groom and his friends form a parade called the Zafa. It begins in the early evening, moving through the narrow dirt roads of the village. Drummers beat the tabla and men dance in circles, clapping and chanting traditional songs. Sometimes, camels or decorated horses lead the procession, carrying the groom proudly toward the bride's home. The whole village comes out to watch. Children wave, women ululate, a high-pitched, joyful sound, and old men smile as they remember their own youth. The bride, dressed in a traditional gown, often stitched at home by local women, waits surrounded by her family. The ceremony itself is simple and spiritual. In most villages, a local sheikh or imam reads the marriage contract and gives a short blessing. There are no luxurious hotels or halls, just faith, family, and community. When the marriage is declared official, cheers erupt. Drums grow louder, people dance in the streets, and the sound of folk music fills the night. The bride and groom are escorted to their new home, often walking hand in hand through cheering crowds. In the heart of every Egyptian village, beauty doesn't shine from luxury or fashion. It radiates from strength, tradition, and the timeless grace of its women. Egyptian women have carried the story of this land for thousands of years. From the powerful queens of ancient times, Nefertiti, Cleopatra, Hatshepsut, to the humble mothers of the Nile Valley, they have always been symbols of dignity, resilience, and warmth. Egyptian women are often described as naturally beautiful, and it's not just about appearance. Their beauty comes from their connection to nature, their calm confidence, and the way they balance work, family, and faith with quiet pride. Physically, they carry a unique blend of features shaped by centuries of cultural mixing: soft olive skin, expressive dark eyes, strong cheekbones, and radiant smiles that reflect kindness and depth. But their true beauty lies in their inner strength, the patience to endure hardship, the wisdom to guide families, and the warmth that holds the community together. In villages, women wake before dawn. They bake bread, milk goats, fetch water, and prepare breakfast while their husbands head to the fields. Many also help in agriculture, planting, harvesting, and tending animals. Their days are long, but they work with rhythm and purpose. The soul of Egypt. As the final light of the day melts into the horizon, the Egyptian village grows quiet once again. The golden glow of the sunset touches every rooftop, every palm tree, every ripple of the Nile, the same river that has watched this land breathe for thousands of years. In this silence, you can almost hear the heartbeat of Egypt itself. It's not in the noise of the cities, not in the crowd around the pyramids, but right here, in the gentle laughter of a farmer's children, in the whisper of wind through the wheat fields, and in the rhythm of the women grinding grain before evening prayers. The people of these villages carry the soul of an ancient civilization. Their lives are simple, yet filled with meaning. They live by the sunrise, rest by the sunset, and thank God for every drop of water, every grain of rice, every breath of wind. It's a life of faith, family, and peace. One that may seem slow to the outside world, but here, time doesn't rush. It flows like the Nile, steady and eternal. The beauty of Egypt is not only in its monuments or pharaohs, it's in its people, in the wrinkled hands of old farmers who still trust the soil, in the bright eyes of children running barefoot through dusty streets, in the proud faces of women who rise every morning with strength and grace. Each one is a living chapter of a story older than history itself. As modern life pushes forward, many young Egyptians leave their villages for cities or faraway lands. But no matter where they go, the heart of the village never leaves them. They carry its memories, the sound of the call to prayer, the smell of fresh bread baking in clay ovens, the feeling of cool Nile water between their fingers. These memories become their anchor, a reminder of who they are and where they belong. In the soft night, the village begins to glow again. Oil lamps flicker, the air fills with the scent of tea and smoke, and families gather on rooftops, talking, laughing, remembering. The stars above shine like ancient witnesses, the same stars that once watched over the builders of the pyramids, now watching over shepherds and farmers living their humble, sacred lives. Egypt's strength has never been only in its stones, it's in its spirit. Empires rose and fell, kings came and went, but the people of the Nile endured. They adapted, survived, and kept their traditions alive, not through power, but through patience and love. And as the moonlight dances across the river, one truth becomes clear. Civilizations may fade, but the heart of Egypt will never die. It lives here, in its villages, in its fields, in the songs of its people, a timeless melody carried by the desert wind, whispering softly. This is Egypt, where history breathes and life never ends. Hope you enjoyed this journey through Egypt's village life. Like, share, and subscribe to Wandering Roots for more inspiring village documentaries.